I wanted a bike that would go 45 miles an hour at least, because I feel like a lot of the bikes under that looked like somebody's grandma's bike or something. And I wanted,
Amsterdam, you have to register your bike. You do have speed limit caps in Amsterdam, but Amsterdam has a phenomenal bike infrastructure. This is why it drives me insane when people go on there and say, you can't make money DoorDash. I'm here to tell you, there's a lot of people that make a lot of money doing gig work. What's going on, World family? Welcome back to the channel where we ride, we hustle, we repeat. Today, my beautiful people, let me get situated here real quick. I'm going to do something a little different today. And the reason being is because I've been having a lot of conversation with a lot of you guys, specifically on the business side of gig work, e-bikes, on investing. I've been having a lot of conversations, and there's a big misconception that I want to touch on this live stream, and the title says it right: the 5 careers that create the most millionaires. I think you're going to be surprised by what I'm going to talk about, especially because of all the conversations that I've been having, right? That's one thing I want to talk about. But before we begin, again, from now, probably for the next couple of months, I want to continue to do 2 things. Number one, I want to promote the fact that on July 15th, I will have my 1-year anniversary with the Watt Hustle channel and the Watt Hustle business, because it is a business for me, right? I'm incorporated, and that's one thing that surprised me. A lot of you guys that are doing gig work, you're not incorporated as a business, and that's going to be a subject for another video. But man, you have to incorporate. You have to create a business behind your gig work, right? Because you're going to get a 1099 at the end of the year, and you should not be paying taxes on that. That's number one. But number two, more importantly, by creating a business, you're going to protect yourself in many aspects, and I'll touch on that maybe a little bit here. If there's any questions or comments, we'll dive into it, because I may forget. I may forget to come back to speaking on why you should incorporate you as a business entity when you're doing gig work. But the other aspect of it, even a lot of my YouTube e-bike reviewers or influencers or content creators, I was shocked to find out most are not incorporated either. They just record and put stuff on YouTube, not realizing that YouTube is a business. But we're going to touch on that. So we're going to talk about that as well in this live stream. But on July 15th, it's going to be my 1-year anniversary. I want to hit 2,000 subscribers. I need your help with that. How can you help? Number one is when I post the video, and I know I post a lot of videos, put it on, listen to it. You don't have to watch it. Listen to it for 2 or 3 minutes just for me to get the credit. Hit that like button, share it, and comment. It's free for you to do that. And that would help us out a lot. And if you can, share it, invite people that are not subscribers to my channel to subscribe to my channel. The other interesting stat is that in my analytics, I know that 74% of people that regularly view or watch my channel are not subscribed. It's not difficult for you guys to hit that subscribe button. So please do that. It'll help us out a lot. I really want to hit that 2,000 subscriber mark. I think, if I'm not mistaken, right now I'm like 85 subscribers away from hitting that 2,000 subscriber mark, or 90 subscribers away. I'm close. I'm very close to hitting that 2,000 subscriber mark, and I want to hit it on my 1-year anniversary. That's number one. I need you guys to do that, right? Number two is I'm promoting the Florida Cannonball Loop. I think that's going to be a big, big event. And I'm hoping it's going to be a big, fun event. If you're interested on that, let me, as you can see here on my website, we have it live. Registration officially opens July 1st, but right now you can go on there and register, right? Key things, I won't go through all the details right now because my time is very limited today because Brazil plays at 6 o'clock. I need to be done with everything I need to do before that Brazil game for the World Cup game. It's not today. But all the information's on there, everything you need, everything that's required for it. But here's what's hugely important. We're only taking 25 riders. That's not a lot. If you think about the Dash Challenge that I only had weeks to promote, we had 30 people apply for that. And we only took 10. So now we have until November. So I anticipate I'm going to have a lot of applicants, but I want a diverse group of people for this event, diverse group of bikes. And diverse group of people from the area. But the key component here is you have to have a YouTube channel. I don't care how many subscribers, but you have to have a YouTube channel. And I don't even care if you're active on there. You can, as long as you have a YouTube channel that we can use to add content to for the event, because we need you to record that event, right? Number two, you have to be willing to do that. You have to be willing to record your ride during the event. Prior to, if you're traveling, the travel coming here, during the event and post-event. That is a requirement. And another requirement is the people that we select have to be interviewed on my podcast. I want the world to know who you are before you go out there. So those are the requirements. So apply if you're interested in this challenge. It's going to be fun. I've got some really good sponsors for it. There's possibility you can win some money. And or if you're in the market for an e-bike, specifically a Magician, Anioki, Tonneray. Tonneray. Those are the 3 bikes that are going to be presented during that time. We're going to have bikes for you to test out and bikes for you to buy, either to take with you or buy online at that time. And it's going to be cheaper than you buy. If you go to the website and buy it. We're going to have them on hand. You can test them out. You can ride them, and you can buy them. And because we're doing that before the event starts, you can buy it and actually dash on it. And actually participate with the bike you buy. Again, Magician, Anioki, and Tonneray are the 3 bikes. Right now, we're actually looking for more sponsors, but those are the bikes that we're going to have available for sale at a discount price for the event. And again, if you want to use them for the actual event themselves, you're more than welcome to. I will be using one of those bikes for the event. Okay. Again, guys, also, if you're watching, put in the comment, say hi. You know what I didn't do on here? Let me see if I can do it now. So you guys can see where are the comments. Show them on there. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. They're being shown on here. You can put it on there. Okay. And then the other thing I want to announce is, again, I announced it last time, but really important. There's not important, but some cool stuff. I'm super excited for some of the bikes that are coming on the channel. Anioki's releasing some new bikes that there will be on the channel. Very excited about these new bikes that Anioki is releasing. I'm going to have the Wired Raven and the Wired Viper. They're coming. We're going to have those on the channel as well. All right, let's get into the main topic that I want to discuss, and that is the topic of money, right? Um, my channel is called the What Hustle channel for a reason, right? And the reason being is because I am an entrepreneur at heart, right? And because I've been blessed, and when I say I've been blessed, I've been super, super, super blessed. Um, I want to pay it forward. And this channel is one of the ways that I pay forward, right? I'm currently now mentoring a couple of people. I won't mention their name unless they want to be mentioned. They can mention it on their own, on how to monetize and create a profitable business, right? Everybody, especially if you're watching this channel, most of you guys are on here because you have a passion for e-bikes. Some of you guys are content creators and you have a passion for that. And some of you guys are gig workers, you're delivery drivers and you use e-bikes for that and you have a passion for that. So I want to teach you how to maximize that. But I want to start off by talking about a study that Dave Ramsey did. If you're not familiar who Dave Ramsey is, that guy, he's been a financial advisor forever now. I mean, I think I was in my early 20s when I discovered this guy. He's been instrumental on some of my business strategies, some of the ways that I invest today, and a lot of what he teaches I implemented in my life, right? But he did an interesting study, right? And in that study, he surveyed, because he works with a lot of people and he's been doing this for decades. If I'm not mistaken, it's been over 30 years that he's been in this industry. So he interviewed 10,000 millionaires. And the survey was to see which profession produced the most millionaires. And it's probably, when I give you this list, it's probably not what you're thinking about, right? And the people that he interviewed were all wealthy people. They weren't influencers, though. They weren't riding Lamborghinis, but they were actual millionaires. Their net worth was over $1 million. So that's important for you to understand that. And there's a couple of other books like the Millionaire Next Door, but this study in specific was very interesting to me. I want you guys that are watching to put in the comments, make a list of some of the professions you think have produced the most millionaires. I'll give you guys a few seconds to do that. And while you do that, I'm going to give some shout out. All right. One of my team members put doctor. That is a profession that most people think will put the most millionaires. I'm going to give a shout out to Growing Young After 50. What's up, Bob? Hope you're doing well. My boy Donald, thank you for watching. One Style Cap, Miami, Julio. Let me go down this list real quick. Andres. All right. So, real estate. This guy writes real estate, marketing, right? Those are professions that produce millionaires. Now, let me give you the actual list. Boom, boom, boom. Let me go here real quick. Let me see if I can find it. Because it really, really kind of blew my mind on this list. Now, I kind of knew it because I read The Millionaire Next Door, that book. All right, here's the list. Here's the actual list. The number one profession that produced the most millionaires are engineers. If you are an engineer, chances are you will, if you're not already, a millionaire. Number two, accountants, CPAs. Here's the one that blew my mind, and I'm going to go into it in more detail afterwards. Number 3 profession that produced the most millionaires, teachers. Number 4 is going to be people in management. It doesn't matter, where you work at, but if you're a manager, chances are you have the potential, or based on this list, you're one of the top careers that produce the most millionaires. And number 5 is sales. If you're in sales, and that could include real estate, like one of you guys said, that it could include real estate, you, my friend, are in the top 5 careers that produce the most millionaires. Now, let me talk about some characteristics. Let me go into some more details here, right? The study also found several surprising facts. Oh, here's the thing. Let me go back to that. Doctors didn't make the top 5, right? So one of you guys said doctors did not make the top 5 producing millionaires. Attorney made the top 5, but it was a tie with sales, right? Attorneys, and that kind of makes sense. Attorneys. It's a profession that people look at it and say, okay, they make a lot of money. But here's the fact about people that get their law degree. The great majority of people with law degrees don't practice law. Let that sink in. The great majority of people that get their law degree don't practice law. They make their money doing something else besides law, and most of them are business owners. Okay, now let's go into some of the surprising facts here. 79% of the millionaires let me rephrase that. 79% of the millionaires did not inherit the money. 31% average salary per year is only $100,000. 1/3 never made 6 figures. Those are my teachers. I'm going to really harp on that in a little bit. 8 out of the 10 consistently invested through their employer retirement plans. These are my managers, right? These are the ones that fall into that management category. 75% credited long-term consistent investing, not lucky stock picks, as the major reason they have wealth today. Okay. Hugely important, guys, about this study, and that you guys need to really understand is, and this is why I always talk about I have a saying, and I've always used this. It doesn't matter about how much money you make. What matters is what you keep and what you do with the money you keep. That's hugely important. I've said this a million times. This study shows it. Doctors specific. Doctors are really high earners, but they don't know how to manage their money, and they live. A lot of them do. I personally have friends that are doctors that are in their late 60s and early 70s and must, I'm going to say that again, must continue to work to upkeep their current lifestyle. I know attorneys that must continue to work so they can continue to live with their current lifestyle because they live paycheck to paycheck. Going back to teachers. Let me see any other questions. Going back to teachers. Teachers, if you don't know, and I'm going to talk about Florida, the starting salary for a teacher in Florida, and let me not misquote this. Let me just do a quick search. What is the starting salary for a teacher in Florida and nationwide? Let's do both of that. Let's do both studies. Okay. The starting salary nationwide, the average starting salary nationwide is $48,000 a year. In Florida, is $49,000 a year. Let that sink in, people. There's people that do gig work part-time and make more than this. I need you guys to grasp that, right? Teachers don't make a lot of money, but yet they were number 3 on that list. If you look at the people on that list, engineers, accountants, teachers, right? People in management and sales, one common denominator of all of them is that they're more analytical, right? They look at stuff from a different lens than the average person, right? The other thing is that, and I'm going to use teachers for an example, they don't go into it for the money. They don't. So because they understand that's a profession of love. It's a profession of passion. They just love to teach. They understand, and they're not making a lot of money, but because they're analytical, they understand that they have to, and they're going to be working for a long time. So they take the number one most important asset that people have that you can't buy, that is time. Time, my friends, will make anyone in any profession, if they do the right way, wealthy, financially free. Because that's what you need is time. You need to have discipline. Here's a couple of other characteristics that I found very interesting. Number one, all of them, none of them live above their means. They all live below their means. That's one component. One aspect of that, and I'll throw this another question out there. What do you think is the number one car that these 10,000 people that were surveyed showed up as number one? They all, the number or the most common car within these people, what do you think it is? Put it in the comments. Let me see if somebody can quickly say what it is. Somebody said a Tesla. No, not a Tesla. Tesla is fairly new. Most of these people have been around for a long time. So it's not a Tesla. Anybody else? Anybody else? Honda. Good call, Bob. But Honda, but it wasn't number one. It wasn't number one. I'm going to give you guys a little longer. See if somebody comes up with it. A Porsche. No, brother. BMW. No. Those are luxury cars. These people don't have that. But my team member called it a truck. It's a Ford F-150 that's older than 10 years was the most common car or truck in this case among these people. Older cars, Hondas, Toyotas. But the key here is that they had a car that they kept for a very long time. Warren Buffett many years ago was not only criticized, but he was famous for two things. Number one, living in the same house that he bought, I think 50, 60 years ago, right? That's number one. He lives in the same freaking house. Number two was that he always kept his car for a minimum of 10 years. And at the time of the interview, it was an American-made car that he kept, and it was a 10-year-old car. I followed that philosophy to the extreme because I was in government work and I was issued a car. I didn't own a car. I owned a car when I was in high school, but when I joined the Marine Corps, at 18, 19 years old, all the way until I was, when did I retire? All the way until 2019, I did not own a car. And then I bought a car. I bought an SUV Cadillac in 2019 that I still own today. Rarely ever use it because I ride my bike everywhere. But Just to give you an example of the mindset you have to have if you want to be a millionaire. Again, let me continue a couple of other things that I want to touch on before we move on from this. Okay, here I just want to go over some of the biggest lessons that I took from this study and from the book, The Millionaire Next Door, right? Millionaires usually are not the people driving Ferraris on Instagram, right? they're usually not those people. If you read The Millionaire Next Door, they can literally be your neighbor, right? They tend to be older. They tend to become financially secure and have financial freedoms in their 40s. Again, time is important. They decided to make smart financial decisions early on. Second thing, this one's huge, people. The great majority of them, with the exception of a small percentage, were married and never been divorced. Divorce, a financial bankruptcy nightmare. Choose your partner wisely, right? That was a big factor, right? Live below your means, find a partner and stick with that partner that have your same visions, same goals, and work together as a team, right? That was the next factor, next takeaway. And again, it took these people, this is another big one. It took the average time it took them was 20 years to hit financial freedom. I'm in that category, right? I always, I look back when I was poor, like really poor. When I went into the Marine Corps, I can tell you, my wife and we slept on the floor because we didn't have a bed, didn't have money to buy a bed for a long time, for months, until I was able to finance, go to a local furniture store. And because I was a Marine, they would give you free financing that I was paying like crazy interest rates in to finance a bed. But it took us discipline and a lot of strategies that I don't have time to go into it, but I recommend you read some financial books, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, The Millionaire Next Door, read the Ramsey study, and follow those traits. If you're consistent, you will be able to do what we discussed. Anyway, let me see if I have any questions because I have to get off. My game is about to start, and I still have to record one other thing. BMW, Porsche. Okay, I don't see anything else on here. Again, those are a little different only because I've been getting bombarded with questions about gig work and can it be sustainable? Can you make a living out of it? I don't want you to make a career out of gig work, but I can tell you that if teachers making $49,000 a year can become millionaires, you can become a millionaire doing gig work, but there's a lot of stuff you have to do right. Anyway, my beautiful people, don't forget, ride, repeat. See you in the next one.